Greetings, welcome everybody. Happy Saturday. And welcome to the proper, actual beginning of Games Bond. Goaty, Sword Fam, Solid Snack. Hope you are all doing well. Same goes for lurkers in chat, VOD viewers, and everybody else. You are all doing delightfully well this lovely Sunday morning, afternoon, actually, whatever time it is. Flamingo Jazz, what's up? Games Bond begins. Yes. The origins of Games Bond will be fully explored starting today.
Unspeakable horror awaits you.
Vinot79 spending their Prime sub on Unspeakable Horrors. Good luck with the project. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. I'm very excited. Very excited. We got a little sneak start in a sense, both on Wednesday stream. We went over the game list, although there's already been a few slight amendments, and we'll go over that very briefly in just a moment. But we also, a group of people on my Discord last night, we watched a little double feature of A View to a Kill and Goldfinger, two movies that are the basis for games that are coming up very soon. And man, that was a lot of fun. I already got like super hyped to play these games, but also to watch a lot more Bond movies, which we will. We will be watching several other movies as their game counterparts come up in this project. But I just got kind of stoked to watch more Bond movies in general. I haven't watched any of them, like with the exception of like new Bond movies as they have come out. And I didn't watch all of them, but I watched Skyfall after it came out, and I watched No Time to Die in theaters. Like, I've been sort of kind of keeping up with Craig Bonds, but outside of that, I haven't watched any of the old ones in forever. And it was a lot of fun. Like, it got me really excited about seeing the game versions, and I'm very happy about the decision to make sure to watch the movies, because I feel like it's going to make playing the games a lot more fun, and there's going to be interesting, like it just gives a lot more context for appreciating the games, but also kind of analyzing and understanding the games, seeing what they chose to include and how they depict certain things from the movies. Ingvars, what's up? It's going to be good. Yes, it will be, I'm sure. So we're going to get started today with playing the first game, and I expect we are probably going to be moving on to game number 2, maybe number 3. We'll see. We'll see. There's not necessarily an awful lot to these games, as you might expect from like early mid-80s games. But we'll see how it goes. Wow, this music's a bit loud, isn't it? I will reiterate the fact, you know, that we have there's no guarantees, there's no commitment, there's no well, I shouldn't say no attempt, but certainly no commitment or promise of completing any of these games, especially these inscrutable early microcomputer games. But we're gonna do our best to explore what the games have to offer and how they depict its source material and whatnot. Before we get into it, though, we are going to quickly go over some other housekeeping stuff, just basic life updates, I guess. What's up, Sanuj? Greetings. Yes, the first official game, a 1983 release for various platforms. And we'll be taking a look at a few different versions, in fact, which I'm pretty excited about. But before we get to Games Bond, we're still in the intro, just chatting segment here. People who are following my Discord may have seen me writing a little bit about this, but I got this in the mail. I'm over here somewhere. New tablet monitor, and this was a very just a complete impulse purchase that I made beginning of the week, I guess. Monday or Tuesday, and it arrived yesterday, and I was able to go pick it up this morning. I'd been meaning for the longest time to upgrade my fucking ancient, like Stone Age, mid 2000s Wacom tablet which isn't even actually mine because I had an even more ancient one that just sort of stopped working. So I've been borrowing another ancient one from work that we weren't really using, with the intent to upgrade. And I had another monitor a few years ago, but I didn't really like it. And the biggest problem I had with it was that it was just too big. It was like a 22, 23 inch monitor that just didn't, I couldn't comfortably fit it on my desk and use it. So this new one is a 15 inch, and it's it's so much slimmer. It's so much just better to use. I don't know. I used it for like an hour maybe earlier today just to sort of give it a trial run, and first impressions are very positive, which has me really jazzed because last time I bought one, like I said, I didn't have much of a frame of reference, so I wasn't exactly unhappy with it, but I ended up never really using it much because it was just too inconvenient. So I actually sold it off. And a rare, example of me actually selling something that I don't need instead of just having it sit around. I actually got rid of it, and I sold it to a coworker, gave it to his daughter, who were super happy with it. So like worked out perfectly in the end. But this new one, even just using it for like 20 minutes, I felt like, man, I'm enjoying this more than all the combined time I used the other one for, which granted wasn't that many hours, all things considered. But I'm excited. Feels good. And it's going to be interesting to sort of adapt and figure out, because I'm used to drawing on a tablet without the screen. And I would be used to working with slightly smaller tablets maybe, and having full access to the keyboard because I use a million shortcuts in Photoshop and everything. But it's always like a little bit more difficult to do that with a tablet monitor. And the other thing I was super impressed with this one was like the shortcut keys like actually feel useful and good. Literally every tablet I've used since like 2003 when I first started using them, I've never found any kinds of shortcuts or hotkeys or dials or anything like actually useful. They always just are kind of in the way, and I've never been able to sort of incorporate them in a meaningful, practical way, which a lot of that is on me, granted, but even so, I was tinkering with the settings for like 2 minutes, and I was like, hey, you know what? These settings seem like they might work out pretty well. So I'm actually super excited to, like, after September was like crazy busy for me, to finally have a little more time to actually do some drawing. And it's gonna be really fun to do that with like a brand new toy, especially when it actually like seems to work well. And like even as a screen, it's so much better than the other one I had. Like it doesn't have excessive ghosting and delay and everything. So it's yeah, exciting, new fun toy. So I bought this because there was some kind of Amazon Prime sale thing going on earlier this week. And it was reduced from, I think the retail price is like 450 euros or something. And it was down to like 300 euros. And, so it was a pretty significant discount. And yeah, just like immediately, my first impression, it feels like, man, this like, I feel like I paid similar amounts for basically the tablet I had before this, like that doesn't even have a screen. Like obviously it was like 15 years ago, so of course prices and features are going to change. But in my brain, like the fact that you can get a device this good for that amount of money seems crazy. But of course, XP Pen is it's one of the newer brands that have cheap prices. Of course, if you go with Wacom hardware, it's fair to argue that they're the best, but they also cost like between 2 and 5 times more than anything else. So the equivalent Wacom tablet, I'm sure, would go for like at least 500 or 600, is what I would expect. And maybe it's worth it. I don't know. But yeah, that's the reason, because there was such a heavy discount. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I've been looking for something to replace this thing I have, and this actually does seem like it might fit my needs. And I'm probably not going to get a better deal than this anytime soon, so why not? And yeah, it feels like I made a good choice. For now. Who knows? Maybe it'll break down in a week, but for now, I'm happy. I also, in that same sale, I was looking around, and I made some other purchases. I if you can believe it, or I did buy some video games. I have them right here. I had the opportunity to, at what I would consider very reasonable price, add to my collection of licensed movie video games. in retail boxed form. How about that? So first off, and these are games I'd looked at before and wasn't terribly impressed with, but hey, they exist. They're movie games. I could buy them. They weren't even that expensive. So first off, we got Jumanji, the video game. I guess this is like a mega generic. Oh yeah, I mean they're shrink wrapped, of course. I just got them. I didn't play them yet. Can you even see anything? I don't know. You run around and shoot stuff, and you like pick up floating tokens. It seems pretty whack. But hey, it's got single player, co-op 2 to 4 player. It's got online single player, whatever the heck that means, and online co-op 2 to 4 players. Actually, why don't we read what the box even has to say? Unite in adventure and laughter in the action-packed game of Jumanji as you try to survive the ultimate challenge for those seeking to leave their world behind. Only you and 3 teammates can recover the jewels, capitalized, and save Jumanji. So get online, gather friends for split-screen play, or go alone with AI companions. Alright. There's an army of evil marauders to take on, deadly beasts and traps to dodge, and cool customizations to unlock. And with heroes Dr. Bravestone, Ruby, Mouse, and Professor Oberon, is that his name? As your avatars, you know you got the unique abilities and hilarious failings to save the day. So there was wasn't there a sequel to this movie too, by the way? I haven't watched any of them. I watched the 90s one, like in the 90s. But yeah, this is like pretty generic, and you know, this only it's kind of funny how stuff like this like exists as a boxed product, because you wouldn't think this sort of class of game would warrant it. The only thing is like the only stuff that gets physical releases that are like, well, I shouldn't say the only things. It's like kind of more common nowadays, but it tends to be aimed at like more niche markets or whatever. It's not necessarily only these like limited run collector's editions things, but like, you know, I got a physical copy of the Ninja Warriors once again and stuff like that. You know, it happens. Things like these come out. But it would be like for more niche markets. But here I think this like, it's basically the exact opposite, because the only people, like, it's worth it, I guess, to put this out at retail in physical form so that like parents can run into a copy of this at Walmart or whatever. Which I think is fun and interesting to think of. It's like, I don't know, it's a little bit different from most games I would normally be interested in, or like how it's a different sort of intersection between my interest in the hobby and like just the market in general. I don't know. A lot of stuff is on Wii, PS2. Yeah. Like it feels like a sort of a game out of time, right? I think there was a reboot. Yeah, I mean, this is based on, I guess, well, I don't know if it coincided with that movie, but like I said, there was a second one, wasn't there? Like, I mean, with this cast. Or was it just the one? I don't remember. Also, all the, you know, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson movies tend to blend together. It's always got this fucking sweaty, cocky shirt, whatever. But I mean, the box art's not terrible. It's sort of bland-ish, but I don't know. I'm disproportionately excited about this. Not because I think the game's going to be excited, but like, it's just cool to have like a physical release of a movie-based licensed game. There were 2 movies. Okay, cool. I'm not completely imagining things, I suppose. So the other game I got, also from prestigious Outright Games, it's The Addams Family Mansion Mayhem. So I guess this is based on the new movie that came out this year? Last year? I don't know when this game came out. Like, is there a copyright date? I don't know, 2020, 2021. It's like a newish game at least. I mean, it's for Series X. So, you know, I've got an Addams Family game. That's a first for my collection. Family Game Night is about to get terrifyingly exciting. Only you and your friends can help Wednesday, Pugsley, Gomez, and Morticia Addams save the family mansion in this hilarious new 3D platforming adventure. Join the family, experience the kooky world of the Addams Family. Solo or together, explore the Addams Mansion alone or with up to 4 players. Competitive minigames, jump, bump, and slash your way to victory. So this looks like it's a little bit more of a top-down, sort of zoomed-out affair. But I reckon it's probably, in some ways, very similar to the Jumanji game. I don't know. I literally don't know anything about this game beyond what I've seen on these screenshots. Yeah, this is based on the most recent movie, which I don't know much about, but I recognize the character designs from the movie. It doesn't, like, it's interesting. I guess it doesn't, like, clearly Jumanji as well has, like, the actors' likenesses on the box anyway, but presumably in the game too. But they don't, neither of these games make any mention at all of the cast. It doesn't mention, like, I mean, even the fact, like, obviously the Addams Family sort of exists outside of the context of the new movie, but there's nothing about this that, like, it doesn't try to market itself based on the connection to a movie, which is also a little unusual, isn't it? Like, it doesn't mention any movie, it doesn't mention cast members, it doesn't mention anything. Like, obviously it's relying on you recognizing the brand, which is, you know, because you would know it from the movie, or at least the commercials for it or whatever. But I feel like, you know, maybe I'm just, like, steeped in that, having done so much, like, research and looking into stuff for all these Bond games. But, like, anytime they have an actor, they feature them very prominently, and they often mention it on the back of the box, like, oh, featuring blah blah blah, you know, the voice of Pierce Brosnan or whatever. And it would absolutely not surprise me in the slightest if these games do not feature any of the you know, any voice performances or anything from the movie cast, because I'm pretty sure these are very low budget, small games. But it's still almost weird that it's like yeah, it doesn't mention. Obviously, there's, like, copyright stuff, I guess, on the back somewhere. Yeah, there's some sort of copyright 2019 Columbia Pictures Industries. But, like, you have to go deep into the legal text to even, like, learn about the connection to a movie, which seems so strange for a movie-based game. But anyway, yeah, this was a little impulse hiccup that I've been looking for some, like, more concrete plans for Halloween type stuff, and, you know, this might just make for a pretty good Halloween game, don't you think? I'm excited to check it out, and I think we're not going to get a better opportunity than that. So I guess for now, that's a loose Halloween themed plan to mess around a little bit with Addams Family Mansion Mayhem. I'm curious about it. But Addams Family and Jumanji. Also, I just noticed these extremely. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's the standard kind of for Xbox spines. I don't have many, and I don't remember what they look like offhand. But it's a pretty generic looking spine. But anyway, yeah, we'll check this out at some point or another. Maybe. I mean, Lord knows I have a lot of still shrink-wrapped games sitting on my shelf waiting to be played. But we should get to Addams Family, I think, in spooky season. But first, of course, we have some Bond games to get to. What's the publisher? The Outright Games is the... I don't know. I guess they're the publisher, but they're also like distributed by Bandai Namco. I don't know. There's a couple of company logos here, so I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I guess Outright Games is a publisher. Like, I'm not entirely clear on who the developer is. But I guess there's a few other logos here. There's something called PHL Collective on the Addams Family box. And something called FunSolve. Yeah, I guess they're probably very disconnected looking at it, because Jumanji has, again, FunSolve, who I would imagine is the developer, but it's also Unreal Engine. But there's no Unreal Engine copyright or anything on Addams Family, or mention of FunSolve, so probably a different developer. Yeah, I'm curious to check these out for sure. Yeah, I can't say that I'm particularly familiar with Outright Games, but at the same time, like, any company putting out stuff like this, I wouldn't expect to be very, you know, read up on them. So I'm not surprised. But hey, it's gonna be a learning experience. Anyway, guys, let's let's move along from just chatting and housekeeping, and move on to the main topic. We're gonna do some quick mission briefing before we get started. As I mentioned, there's some slight updates here to the list. We have, of course, our let's see here. Mission number 1, James Bond 007. This is the game we'll be starting with today, and we'll come back to this very quickly. However, I do want to stop by and mention that there's been one major sort of change and update to the list here, which is when we looked at the list on Wednesday, there were 49 games on it. And there was one game that I knew of, but I wasn't sure if I would be able to include because I hadn't been able to source a copy of the game, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to play it. This issue has, over the last 24 hours, been solved. And that means that we are officially up to 50 games on the list. And the new game, the new entry to the James Bond canon, is an interesting addition in several ways, and also very much ties into what we were talking about the origin of James Bond, because the new mission number 35 is Silverfin. Very exciting title screen logo there. It's yet another mobile game for Java phones, but from a new developer that we haven't seen elsewhere in the list, Morpheme. Silverfin is an isometric adventure game in which the player controls a young James Bond. The player progresses by pushing obstacles, finding keys to open doors, and collecting items, all whilst avoiding patrolling enemies. The game is based on Charlie Higson's 2005 Young Bond novel of the same name, and coincided with the release of its sequel, Blood Fever. So apparently this is a thing. Like, it doesn't surprise me, I guess, but I didn't know about it until learning about this. But apparently there's a series of, I don't know about novels, but when I was looking up stuff for this game, I found a bunch of covers for comic books. So I'm not sure if they are referring to a graphic novel or if there were novels that also had comic book adaptations or spin-offs. But basically, we're playing as baby James Bond in like fucking boarding school and shit. You have to like sneak past teachers or something. I don't know. I saw like 2 screenshots of it. Yeah, it's gonna certainly be a game that stands out a little bit from the rest. But like I said, I have now been able to procure a copy of this game, so we'll add this to the fairly substantial list of Java mobile games that we'll be playing. There's a nice big chunk of them around 2005, 2006. So we might just do a you know, phone game mega stream of going through like 5 or 6 games, because I reckon most of these aren't going to be very very lengthy. Bootleg James Bond. I mean, it's not James Bond Jr., it's James Bond Sr., just as a baby. So, like I said, mechanically, thematically, aesthetically, it's gonna be a pretty different experience. But there you have it. This is the new number 35, so that means that we have now increased the list to 50. That is 50 official games. Not counting, of course, the secret missions, the extra bonus missions that may be added later on. I'm still working out the details for the mechanics, the delivery mechanics of the secret mission briefings. But I will probably have this worked out pretty soon, so stay tuned for more details as they become available for these additional secret missions. I'm pretty excited about this. In the meantime, we will start with the regular missions. So, number 1, James Bond 007 for the Atari 2600, Commodore 64, SG 1000. What else was it on? Atari 5200, Atari 400, ColecoVision. A lot of different versions. We're not going to be looking at all of them today. I reckon most of them are going to be pretty similar, but we're going to look at a few of them. In James Bond 007, you control James Bond and his multi-purpose craft. This craft can travel on both land and sea, jump over danger, or fire at enemies on the many different levels. I'm a little bit unsure, and I'm not like what to make of this claim of many different levels, because I've played this a tiny bit just to sort of make sure that it works, and it seems fucking hard. So we'll see how many different levels we'll be able to get to. Each horizontally scrolling level in the game is loosely based on a different James Bond movie. Diamonds Are Forever, Spy Who Loved Me, Moonraker, and For Your Eyes Only. Good luck, Mr. Bond. Alright, well, let us, let's get ready. Let us get our, let's see here. That's the window I want, and there we have it. Let's bring in our timer so we can track some stats here. Which reminds me, I do have a spreadsheet set up. It's not, actually, you know what? Didn't I set this? I think I actually did set this up. I think it might be, I don't have it like organized to really show off on stream, but I do believe, let me actually just try this. I didn't get much sleep tonight, so I forgot, but I think I set this up. Yeah, there we go. There's a link right there. You can check that out if you want to see the list of games. And as we progress through James Bond, we will of course keep this updated. We will probably add more pages to this spreadsheet with more statistics and information. When we did the Batman challenge, we started keeping track of which which Batman villains showed up in which game. And try to find other kind of interesting stats to keep. Maybe we'll try to do something like that here too. I don't know. That's stuff that's going to develop as we get into it. You can also see there that on this list, there are some slight hints as to what those secret missions might entail. Not much. I'm trying to not give too much away. But feel free to check that out just to kind of keep track of what's going to be coming up. Let us get rid of these jams and I guess get the game going. The audio levels are probably going to be omega messed up, so let's see if we can what we can do about that. But let's oh yeah, I'll start this up and then I'll update the game info. There we go. Mission number 1. So we're playing the Atari 2600 version right here. And we'll see how that goes before we move anywhere else. Now, I'm not very knowledgeable about the Atari 2600. I know that it's got a bunch of switches and dials and shit on the hardware itself. And I bet you are supposed to use those to like configure settings for the game. I don't know how to do that, but I guess it's set to novice, which is good because the game seems really fucking hard. I don't know if I want to go more difficult than that. I will happily receive advice from chat on how stuff works or how to do things, whether we're talking about getting old weird computers and consoles to work properly, or if we're talking about game strats or what have you. This is a community effort. Obviously, we're gonna get to some adventure games and stuff, and I won't necessarily be asking chat to like shout spoilers and suggestions at me. But for something like this, like certainly, I'm not gonna be, because this isn't about me taking pride in being the ultimate gamer that can beat these games all by myself. I don't mind advice or hints or support or what have you. Well, we're all in this together, I guess is what I'm getting at. Yeah, we got yeah, maybe that'll be something to keep track of, Ingvars, whether we get the extent of Bond music and maybe we'll rate the execution, because there's going to be some that's sounds better than others.
Look, you!
Max Wilco, thank you very much for that follow. Welcome. Okay, so I did try this out, but do I actually remember how any of the controls work? That's the question. Okay, well, there we go. So you can shoot and you can jump. And you shoot. Oh yeah, beware of flashing, by the way. There's going to be a lot of flashing in this game. So you got to shoot the diamonds. Shooting anything else doesn't seem to have much of an effect. Also, okay. For some reason, those little satellite UFO things. Okay, when I played this before, at least, whenever they shot things at the ground, they're supposed to like open up hits in the ground, like these ones that are there. So I don't know why that's not happening, but it's making things a little easier, I guess. You can't shoot helicopters. I don't know. Oh, okay, we're underwater. Now we gotta dive. Oh, shit. Okay. This is so fucking difficult. All right. Oh, we actually got to continue here. Oh. Ah. Dude, it's so tricky to understand how to dodge it. And like everything is kind of random too. And yeah, you're the same button fires like up into the air or down below. You can barely dodge it. So like every other time you press the button, it does a different thing, I guess. Alright, you can still jump. You can't move further. You can't move to like the right half of the screen, basically. Okay. Oh, that's game over, I guess. Oh shit! I didn't start the timer. Why did it not work? Okay. Well, that was a warm up. E-Rust. Okay, there's one switch that's relevant, and that's the difficulty, novice or agent. I see. Okay. All right. Well, sounds like we're not gonna need the switches then. Dude, I could swear that when I tried it before, the ground opened up. But I don't remember the helicopters shooting. And I definitely didn't, to my knowledge anyway, hit any switches to change anything. That's a little confusing. Like, there's no height control. You just tap up to jump. And the jump is so floaty that it's, like, extremely... Like, you commit really hard to the jump. And that makes it really difficult. But yeah, it's very nice that it doesn't... Okay, yeah. That didn't... Okay. The game is pretty confusing, but I think probably jumping here is the strat anyway. Oh! I was just about to say, hey, we're doing well here. It's... Obviously, you don't really have a lot in terms of, like, landmarks. No, I didn't... Okay, that was a bad jump. So it's not easy to determine... Like... checkpoints or progression. Oh shit, we got scuba, guys. Oh, okay. Take care of that, I guess. Oh. Dude, you jump and then you get shot like an hour later. Man. Was that me hitting him? That didn't even register for me. No, okay, they just self-destruct. Now they shoot diagonally. Oh, wait, what was that? An oil platform or whatever? It's an obstacle! Okay, it was invisible. Okay, cool. That's fine. Okay. First, you can't shoot any of these things that are, like, actively out to kill you. Oh, I shot the diamond and it made this visible. Okay. Is that supposed to be, like, a feature? That it's like nighttime, you can't see where anything is. I got sniped. Okay. I can't really read chat, but there we go. Yeah, this is novice difficulty. So, I got 350 points, I guess. And then that changed to 001. And then that changed to James Bond. I like this little color cycling, though. I think, do I have, like... Nope. Trying to see, is there a... I haven't used this emulator since I did something else on the 2600, which probably was when I did Double Dragon games or something. I was curious to see if it had... Yeah, I guess this is the, these are the switches. So if I change this... Okay, doesn't seem... Do I need to reset, maybe? Is there a way to do that, even? Maybe there's a key for it. Oh, okay, wait, so... These are switches, I see. Oh, okay, I pressed something there. Oh! Oh, okay, so now I went back, so now it's set to agent. I'm gonna give that a try real quick, just to see if we can... See if there's a difference. And then we'll try to swap it back to novice. We made it pretty far, though. We definitely made it further than I've ever made it before. But yeah, there's like 50,000 things. Like, this is the fucking... Oh, that was bad. Oh, you have air control. You can press down to land quicker. New tech. All right, I landed a little too fast there, but okay. I was getting too excited about the ability to land quickly. Like fucking Tony Hawk 5. Press a button, just slam down on the ground. All right, pretty convenient. I'll give it that. That might help. Dude, how much more satisfying would this be if you could actually shoot things that aren't diamonds? Which actually begs the question, if I can't use my weapons to actually defeat enemies, can I even bomb the scuba divers? Or are they just impervious to it like these things are? I guess the diving is purely to avoid the fucking oil rigs. The fucking UFO was sniping me there too. Both of them shot me in midair. The horizontal movement is also pretty dang slow. Or at least the going left is really slow. Yeah, you don't want to jump prematurely. Well, I don't think that... Okay. Just have set both to A. B. How do I... Okay, let me... So that's... I think these are the default settings. Let me just... Can I, like... Okay, let's try this again. Okay, there we go. It's set to novice. Did it make a big difference? I don't really know. Right, I moved the window and it started buzzing at me pretty aggressively. Okay, well, try this again. Even the lives counter is, like, somewhat confusing, because I think you have more than 3 extra lives? I guess it can only show 3. Can't fucking defend myself. I can barely react. And there's no, like, really discernible pattern either, right? So... Yeah, I've died twice and I still have 3 lives. Oops, that was pretty bad. You know what? Let's just, it's not a good run. There's no, like... Yeah, I'm trying to press the button to see if I can, like, continue or do something. If the number, like, changes. I have to wait for the song. Yeah. So now it says 000. Maybe that's, like... amount of levels completed or something. But yeah, the helicopters... The rate of fire is completely random, so it's like... How can you possibly predict, or... Like, I can't... Like, that's the thing. My movement is so slow that my dodging has to be done essentially preemptively. But because the patterns aren't predictable... that's a fairly tall order. Okay, 350, I guess that's our PB. I wonder if this game has extends. Oh, okay. I thought for sure the helicopter would shoot twice. Being able to land quickly, like that's, that helps for sure. Hell. And like that gets so tricky because like the collision basically for this whatever you'd call it, it doesn't like it spawns instantly, right? Jump too soon and I thought it would expire. None of these things. Stick around for quite some time, and then sometimes it doesn't trigger. Oh, it just despawned. Is there an invisible oil rig here? There was. Okay. I guess you need to shoot the diamonds to illuminate the screen. Sort of an interesting mechanic, but also highly mysterious. Okay. Dude, what the fuck? That was, like, unavoidable, basically. I still feel like I should try to nuke the divers, but they tend to, like, despawn themselves, so... Alright, basically under the crevice here. 500 points, that's pretty good. Fucking angled shots. Impossible. Alright. I wonder if we could find a manual to this that would help explain... anything? You know, I should probably make it a habit of just going to game FAQs just to see what's there for, like, every game. I'm gonna do that real quick. Like, I don't know if you would expect, like, a cheat or a walkthrough or anything, but I'm just, like, curious to see what you might find. Doesn't look like much of anything. But, it's worth a shot. Oh man, there's like some good box arts though. That's right. The SG-1000 cover is like completely different. Should I'm gonna save this real quick. We're gonna check this out in a bit. Let's just yeah, that'll do. Well, that wasn't any help. Maybe there's some Bond fan site or wiki or something that has or maybe, you know, some 2600, you know, some kind of equivalent of Sega Retro that has like every manual or whatever. Yeah, you would imagine, like, I think this is a pretty straightforward arcadey kind of game, but that's what it seems like on the surface. It's entirely possible that there is a lot going on. I'm just gonna Google. All right, Atari 2600 manuals, HTML. All right, cool, sick. I just found it on Atari Age with it's just in plain text basically. I can't really show this on stream very easily, but let's try to read the pertinent information. The joystick controller. Yeah. Basically explains what we figured out. Your itinerary, Mr. Bond. In this game, you are Bond, James Bond, 007, the world's most famous secret agent. Seems like pretty bad to be the world's most famous secret anything, but he's pretty good at its job, I guess. I digress. Renowned for your cool and confidence, not to mention your biting wit, you've been selected by the British Secret Service for 3 clandestine, utterly critical, and nearly impossible missions. Well, they got that right. These will be accomplished at the controls of a specially designed multi-purpose craft that boasts extraordinary capabilities. It has the properties of a car, a plane, and a submarine, and it's equipped with the latest weaponry, which doesn't seem to actually work, but that's fine. We think you'll find it more than adequate. Jury's still out on that one. In brief, Mr. Bond, this is what lies ahead. First stop, Las Vegas, and diamonds are forever. No casinos here. Rather, you've got to cross the desert in the dead of night. A very romantic place, indeed, when you're not being shot at. In Moonraker, you'll recognize your old nemesis Hugo Drax and his poisoned satellites. From your position on the lake, you must stop the satellites from ever reaching Earth. We know you like a change of scenery, Bond, so the next stop is Sardinia in The Spy Who Loved Me. Stromberg's underwater laboratory is your destination in this one. We're confident you'll know just what to do when you reach it. Oh, about the details, read on. We want you to be prepared for the assault. Frogmen, missiles, submarines, and the like. Not to worry. Good luck, Bond, and bon voyage. Diamonds are forever. Mission: land on Serafino's oil rig and rescue Tiffany Case. There's lots of glitter in this adventure, but all that glitters is not gold. It's diamonds, and Serafino's got them. Black market jewelry scheme you're thinking? Wrong. When attached to a communications satellite, the stolen rocks can harness solar energy, create a laser blast, and destroy targets on the Earth's surface. Therefore, Bond, you must get Serafino. You'll find him on an oil rig off the Pacific coast. There, he controls the Diamond satellite's guidance system. By the way, Bond, Serafino's holding your assistant, Tiffany Case. We believe she's desperately in need of rescue. The desert. First, you must travel rugged desert terrain in the dead of night. The desert is filled with treacherous glowing craters that you must jump over, or else be swallowed into its boiling radioactive material. Alright, figure that out. The satellites. As satellites pass overhead, they'll drop lasers that will destroy you on impact. Your driving skills will be of the utmost importance in avoiding lasers, since it's impossible to destroy the satellites. Well, the helicopters. You'll notice, Bond, an occasional helicopter overhead.
Look you!
Hey, what's up, 2B Retro? Thanks for the follow. Also, I guess I stopped the timer. I didn't mean to do that, but that's fine. We'll fix that. You'll notice, Bond, an occasional helicopter overhead. Sorry, old boy, it's not one of ours. That searchlight is looking for you, and when it finds you, the chopper drops a bomb. So don't be a sitting duck. Is that like an actual mechanic? We'll try to investigate that. The diamonds. Giant diamonds hang in the night sky. Hit one with your fixed angle shot to light your way and to score points. And remember that only by the light of a diamond will you be able to see Serafino's oil rig once you reach the ocean. Okay, so that is a mechanic, but alright. Well, okay, let's read on. I guess we might have missed an important mechanic. Maybe we weren't supposed to dodge the oil rig. The ocean. When you reach the ocean, continue to light the sky by hitting diamonds. Remember, you're looking for the oil rig. Helicopters and satellites are still active too. This time, however, satellites drop lasers that cause a radioactive splash. Get caught in one and you've splashed your last. The mechanical frogman. The robot frogman? Okay, that's pretty sick. Serafino's ultimate ocean weapons are his mechanical frogmen. They may look like marine biologist Bond, but actually are robots designed to create a radioactive splash upon sensing the vibration of approaching crafts. So either clear the splash by jumping over it, or get the frogman first. A most difficult maneuver, even for you, Bond. Okay, so that makes sense then, I guess, that they sort of self-destruct. They explain it in the manual. The oil rig. Serafino's oil rig will be silhouetted against the sky when you hit a diamond. When it appears, move your craft just to the left of the rig, straight up over the top of the derrick, then down to land on the helipad. When this happens, you've stopped Serafino and saved Tiffany Case. Wait. Move your craft just to the left of the rig, straight up over the top of the derrick. What's a derrick? Is it like a dock? Is that what I... Am I supposed to jump and then like slam down on the right pixel? Okay. Well, let's read on. There's a few more lines of text here. Important. If you've already sighted the oil rig but are unable to hit a diamond as you get closer, dive under the oil rig quickly to avoid crashing and try again on the next one. Unless, of course, you can land successfully in the dark. Hint. As you approach the oil rig in the dark, your fixed angle shot will disappear right after firing. Take this as an immediate warning. Completion of this mission brings you to the next... Completion of this mission brings you to the next, as in the next mission, with your remaining crafts. Alright, so we've basically gotten to the end of Diamonds Are Forever. We just didn't realize it. So, good thing I decided to look up the manual, or we would definitely never have completed it. Okay, so I accidentally stopped the timer here. So I need to set it to actually start on this time, or else it'll just reset. So we should have it set like this, I guess. There we go. Let's do that. And okay, let's give this another shot. Maybe if I jump up into the searchlight, is that what's... No, because they're just shooting. See, like, I feel like the searchlights from the helicopters are completely decorative. They don't seem to have an impact on whether I get shot at or not. My driving skills are apparently not good enough.
Look, you!
Like, why are the helicopters invincible? Lil Mac, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. We seem to get to the ocean part fairly consistently, at least. I guess you gotta, like, learn the angles of the helicopter's diagonal shots and try to not be in those spots. Oh my god, okay, that was pretty damn close. So I reckon the oil rig's probably not going to show up until we got the frogmen. Should not have been right underneath that helicopter. Should have known better. Should have known better. So for the most part, once you get this far, like when you get frogmen, like the satellite lasers stop triggering the radioactive splash. Ah, it was too indecisive. Like, there clearly cannot be more than one of these splashes on screen at once. They're sort of safe-ish. But that also means that sometimes they just happen when you don't expect them to. Am I supposed to land? I think I cleared the stage. Yo, what's up, man? I think I did it. Because I got fucking 5,000 points. Okay, alright, that's different. Wait, can I pause? I'm probably game over. Yep, okay. Alright, we completed Diamonds Are Forever, so let's, well, I'm assuming... Well, let's see what happens. 002. Okay, I'm pressing a button, and it's not letting me start. Oh, okay. Now we're back to the title screen. There we go. Okay. All right, let's Let's consult the manual again. Man, this game is intense. Let me catch up with chat. Did I miss anything? I don't know. Half dead, but otherwise awake. It's sounds like the weekend. All right, okay. I guess we have learned what a derrick is. That thing that looks like a helipad. I don't know. Okay, so I was so confused because it says in the manual, when the oil rig appears, move your craft just to the left of the rig, straight up over the top of the derrick, then down to land on the helipad. I'm supposing that is describing a sequence where you go to the left first, and then you go up over it, and then you land on it. Because I thought the thing you were supposed to land on was going to be on the left-hand side of it, but it's not. It's on the right-hand side. But I guess it's just trying to explain that you need to get up pretty close to it and then jump, and then you still kind of barely make the jump. All right, let's read about the next level. Moonraker. Mission. Destroy 3 spinning satellites. Billionaire industrialist Hugo Drax has concocted the ultimate scheme in international espionage. The depopulation of the Earth in order to recolonize it with his super race. The destruction will occur through Drax's poisoned satellites that rotate through space. As they spin through the night, you must attack them from your vehicle's position on, above, or beneath the lake's surface. A deceptively difficult task. It didn't seem easy. It seems that it's just as difficult as it would appear. Space shuttles. Another of Drax's brilliant but dastardly inventions is the Moonraker fleet of space shuttles. Launched from the bottom of the lake, they will destroy you on impact. Well, so do most things in this game. And remember this. When a space shuttle rises into orbit toward the top of the screen, it turns into a poison bomb and falls back down again. If you're above the water surface when it turns into a bomb, your craft is finished. How to handle a space shuttle? Blow it out as it at what? Blow it out at its launch position. Dodge it and submerge before it becomes a bomb, or shoot it down in flight. And stay clear of the poison bomb when it hits the surface line and explodes, unless you can shoot it down first. That's like 5 or 6 different instructions at once to deal with one type of enemy. I reckon I'll just try to shoot anything that moves, and either it works or it doesn't. But basically, it sounds like I need to be submerged, lest I be killed by some kind of full screen explosion when a thing hits the top of the screen. Something like that. Itinerant soldier with the lore. A derrick is one of those tower support structures for oil pumps. I guess it sounds like it's basically describing the whole thing. Can you see the shirt I'm wearing? Sure. It looks like this. Got Lil Mac in, what's his name? King Hippo? It's one of many, many shirts that I got from the Yeti, which is pretty much the only place I buy clothes. So I got 400 t-shirts and like 2 pairs of sweatpants. That's basically my entire wardrobe. All right, let's get back here. Submarines. Drax has sent a fleet of torpedo submarines to patrol the depths. The torpedoes are fired from behind, so avoid them or destroy them before they destroy you. Better yet, try to get the subs before they fire at all. I mean, I figured that's a pretty much... If I don't do that, then I won't get them before they destroy... Well, whatever. Completion of this mission brings you the next. Dude, they like drop more and more words for each sentence here. Completion of this mission brings you the next with your remaining crafts. That's not a sentence. Our manuals have a way to make games look ultra sophisticated. Yeah, I like that though. I mean, it like really like filling in the blanks or just like extrapolating a lot, like just filling in the imagination needed to interpret things in a specific way. Should have gotten one of those tux shirts. Yeah, I legitimately thought about it for a second, and I was like, you know what? It's gonna be like a whole thing to just. Am I gonna have to wear a uniform for this? I don't know. Maybe I'll try to get one and I'll bust it out for a special occasion. Who knows? Yeah, the Stinger transition. I was working on it, and I had a lot of technical issues getting it to work. But I was finally, I got some help from Goaty, and finally got it to work. Sort of. Still had some weird technical issues, but it works well enough. I was able to incorporate it. I was pretty happy with how it turned out. sprinkling some production values on this extremely professional effort. So for this one, it does not actually explain anything that we have to do. So maybe for this one, you just literally keep going until the stage ends. No, okay, actually, never mind. It says here, mission, destroy 3 spinning satellites. So we have to come across satellites. And so the space shuttles... Okay, so I think whenever, like, the things... We can't really tell what things are based on the way they look. Like, that's not so easy. But anything that's, like, hovering in the sky, we need to shoot. Well, we need to shoot everything on the Moonraker stage, it sounds like. But the objective is to shoot things that are in the sky. Because the satellites are being... Or, sorry, the space shuttles are being launched from the bottom of the lake. And the submarines, obviously, are just underwater as well. So by process of elimination, we can determine that anything that is not underwater are going to be our targets. All right, let's see if we can make it to that level again. Who knows what what miraculous effort it took to actually clear the stage. Like landing on the oil rig may have been a 1 in a million thing. But it seemed, you know, I did it first try once I knew what I was supposed to do. And it honestly felt fairly straightforward. I will say that it's pretty satisfying to, like, slowly but surely figure out some strats. Ooh, okay. Oh, I forgot. Oh, dude. Satellite. Oh. Yeah, so we have to shoot the giant diamonds in the sky. Dude, I jumped! To illuminate the night sky. Oh, that's bad. Okay. This is the worst part because the helicopter can, like, shoot at any moment. I guess, like, getting close, the frogmen will just make it explode. So you can, like, have the exploded thing be on screen. So you don't have to really deal with it. Okay. Okay, cool. The hitbox isn't that precise. That was... Wait, which one was that? Diamonds are forever. Of course, it's got diamonds. Okay, so those are the things we have to shoot. Those are the submarines. Okay. Space shuttle. Oh, okay, I thought it would... Okay. We got one. Fuck, okay, this is hard. Alright, okay. Well, we got to see the 3 enemy types. I feel like the Moonraker stage is going to be really fucking short. Unless it has to, like, we might have to survive for, like, 2 full minutes in between each of the satellite spawns. But at least the first one shows up right away. So if you can get that, there's really only... You have to survive for 2 more. But I'm excited because I didn't think... You know, from my brief trying out the game before, just to see that it ran... I didn't really feel like I was making progress. But now we're definitely making progress. And we can measure our progress. And we have cleared 1 stage out of 3. Ah, that was bad. And even made 1/3 of the progress through stage 2. And I've made a little bit of progress of learning how the different enemy types on stage 2 works, because basically the shuttles turn into poison bombs right below the starfield. I figured they would, like, go to the, like, off the edge of the screen, but no. So you have to be... But the thing is, like, there's not a lot of room underwater, and you're definitely pretty vulnerable to submarines, I feel. And this whole, like, alternating shot stuff is kind of the worst. Ah! Dude, they're losing way too many lives here. Like, on the Moonraker stage, the actual, like, the bombs have a purpose. They don't really seem to have a purpose on this. Like, the only thing shooting is good for on this stage is shooting diamonds. So every other shot is literally just, like, useless and wasted. Because you don't have to actually shoot a bomb towards the frogmen for them to explode either. See, I missed the shot because I thought I was gonna shoot, then I dropped a bomb. Okay. At least landing on the oil rig is simple enough. You gotta react so lightning quick to everything here. And I don't exactly know... Like, we had the submarine... Like, they pass you by... And then they shoot. Okay. Perfectly mistimed. Okay. You gotta really, like, you can't... So on the first stage, on Diamonds Are Forever, I'm conditioned to, like, double tap, like, every shot, basically. To, you know, throw away my bomb, so I have you know, the straight shot, like, loaded. So on this first section, you just shoot. There's no bombs. But once you go underwater, the bombs are useless. So I tend to shoot twice. So I shoot my actual shot that I want, and then I just throw away the bomb. So I basically got a shot primed and ready to go. Fucking helicopters. But you can't really do that on Moonraker because you might need the bomb, but you also, like, you have to keep, I don't know, keeping that mental stack clear just to sort of be aware of what weapon you have active. That's what makes it pretty tricky. Well, that, I guess, and you have, like, very little room for error. Also, like, I'm pretty sure the stages, like, there's no checkpoints, I don't think. Basically, any lives lost before I get to the ocean part of Diamonds Are Forever, maybe a waste? I don't know, because everything looks the same. You can't really tell, right? Dude! This fucking game, man. A little unfair. Maybe I could be wrong about the checkpoint thing, because it's hard to tell what's checkpoints and what's just, like, randomness. I feel like triggering the frogman is, like... just barely. Is good because it basically disarms the satellites. Okay, so the first shot, I think, is a vertical shot. Or like an upward shot. It is, yeah, okay. Nice. Got him. Fuck, okay. Nice, okay. Ah, too late. I'm definitely getting the hang of it, but it's yeah, you have to be quite precise. But it's all about, like, getting a decent stage 1, really. Like, trying to get good helicopter luck. Come on. I wonder if you could measure, like, I guess you progress at the same rate. So maybe you could check on the timer to see how long it takes. I guess what would be able to confirm whether there are checkpoints is if I die and respawn and then, like, very, very quickly get to the ocean part. But it always feels, no matter how far I get before I die, that once I respawn, I still have to go for quite a bit before I get to the ocean. So I'm not sure. What's up, MP83? They like start shooting backwards from off screen. Like I don't know. I don't think you can't go further ahead than this. Yeah. Oh, I'm dead. Dude, like, this stage is just, like, the RNG is not on my side. I've got Frogman. But I only have, like, 1 extra life, so... Well, scratch that. Dude, that was bad. Like, I haven't made it to Moonraker with more than, like, 2 lives. I think I got there with, like, 3 lives once. I've been playing this for 33 minutes. 34. Well, more or less. We spent some time reading the manual. We're making progress, though. I do want to check out the other versions, so we could at some point just decide that we set the Atari version aside and see if we have better luck with the Commodore version or the SG-1000 version. But I think the C64 version seemed harder, because on that one, the lasers on this stage create new craters like this, so there's like way more jumping. The game probably doesn't have an ending per se. I'm sure it would probably loop, but it has 3 distinct stages. Come on! And we made it to stage 2. Load, yeah, apologies about the flashing. Oil rig just yet. There we go. Okay. Yeah. I knew, I could tell when I jumped that, like, man, I'm jumping from pretty far. But at least I've confirmed that you have to actually land on the little platform thing. Ah, I bump into it. It's pretty funny. Like, we got to it with like 4 lives, but then I died twice trying to jump onto the order. You move extremely slowly when going to the left, and that's a little bit of a liability. Okay. It's hilarious. Like, we made it to the oil rig with like basically the best run I've had. And then I lost all of my lives to the thing that up until now I've basically done first try. There we go. Alright, so we cleared Diamonds Are Forever, and now it's Moonraker. But yeah, the one thing that the saving grace of this stage is that those satellites spawn pretty often, but they are hard to hit. Ah! I was able to survive pretty long there. But I kept sort of, I kept trying to ready up the vertical shots to be ready to shoot the satellite, and then I missed like 3 of them. But I definitely could have, I could have made use of the bombs to get rid of submarines or shuttles. But it's, yeah, they move pretty quickly. But a huge difference from the Diamonds stage is that the patterns, the timing of each individual enemy type is way more consistent. Like, that's what makes this stage difficult. I wouldn't even say difficult, but like, that's what I keep losing lives to. Like, being unable to avoid the helicopter bullets. Sometimes that happens too. You just have to, like, spend all of your time making sure that you're not in the crosshairs of either of the enemy types. And I guess you want to be kind of further back, because if you need to move out of the way from where you are, you move faster to the right than you do to the left. So you don't really want to have to... But, you know, you can't really react to that either, so you just have to, like, not be... But that's the thing, you have to dodge preemptively. You have to be... You have to not put yourself in that spot to where that shot is going to hit you. I'm getting a little bit better at that, but... It's not easy. Ah. But I will say, learning that you can press down to land faster, or up to surface faster, makes a huge difference. Whoa! Nice. Alright, that was a good landing. How many lives? Ooh, okay, I got a lot of lives here. Ah, fucking hell. Mistimed it. Nice, got one. Oh, almost. Oh, I couldn't go further. Okay. Oh, I did it. It counts between lives. I thought I had to do them all 3 in one life. We did it. We beat Moonraker. Sick. Okay. That's intense. But that's a huge relief too. That means it's like not that bad, especially if you have a few extra lives. Like, I could see, like, I wouldn't say that I'm well within the grasp of like learning how to consistently no miss stage 2 or anything, but I feel like it could absolutely be done, like with a little bit of luck and keeping your cool. It's not so bad. Okay, let's read the manual. The Spy Who Loved Me is stage 3. Mission: destroy Stromberg's undersea laboratory. Shipping magnate Carl Stromberg uses huge oil tankers to swallow nuclear submarines right out of the water. It just so happens he's captured a British sub, not to mention your fellow agent, Anya Amasova. Stromberg must be stopped for good. You'll find him in his undersea laboratory off the coast of Sardinia. Rockets. Stromberg has rigged the ocean floor with rapid rockets that rise into the air, turn into firebombs, and explode on the surface line. So stay clear of the rockets, shoot them down in flight, or bomb them out of their launch position. And eliminate or avoid the firebombs too. So that sounds like they behave kind of like the space shuttles, except they might not kill you instantly. I mean, they'll kill you instantly if they touch you, but I mean, like, they don't kill full screen. Submarines. Like Drax, Stromberg has also sent a fleet of torpedo submarines to get you. As you well know, they're killers spawned. But you've escaped them before, you can do it again. All right, I mean, if they're consistent, if they're the same enemy types, that's fine. Helicopters. Stromberg has sent his trigger-happy chopper pilots on a bombing mission, and you're the target. By the way, Bond, like Serafino's, these choppers are indestructible too. How convenient. Oil tankers. When you see one of Stromberg's oil tankers, dive under it. It's simply planted as an obstacle in your path. Okay. The undersea laboratory. When you see Stromberg's laboratory at the bottom of the screen, lob a bomb onto it. The explosion will release a capsule that carries Anya Amasova. Swoop down and touch the capsule, and your mission is accomplished. Stromberg is destroyed, and Anya is saved. If you should miss the laboratory or the capsule, try again with the next one. Note: you must touch the capsule within 4 seconds, otherwise you must try again. Also, if the capsule floats away from you, lob a bomb onto it to make it float back again. Sounds peculiar, but good to know. Completion of this mission ends the game. End of game. The game ends when you complete the last mission or when you lose the last craft. In either case, you'll receive your final score. The following screen shows a number at the top. This is your agent rating. Oh, okay, so that's the... Okay. So we made it to what, like 002? 003? Agent rating. The British Secret Service rates each of its agents on his or her performance at the end of each game. Our rating method is computer analyzed and highly confidential. Enemy agents must never learn our training secrets. The highest rating in Novice is 006. The highest rating in Agent is 007, of course. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, so we get a little table here of all the scores. You can get like different point values, and then 5,000 for each successful mission completed. Yeah, Spy Who Loved Me sounds like it's a little bit of a mix between Diamonds Are Forever and Moonraker, but it also kind of sounds like it doesn't have too much of the worst shit from either. So it kind of sounds like it might be okay. I don't know how many lives we have left, but it doesn't, like, everything sounds reasonably straightforward. It's like the rocket stuff that we have to... Okay, yeah. Yeah, see? Like, this is way easier to avoid. It's like this... Okay. These guys are a little trigger happy, but... It seems, I wouldn't say necessarily easier, but more straightforward, less cryptic. 004. We almost beat the game. Like, looking at these other levels, I would have to imagine that you don't have to travel super far. We didn't get any oil tankers, so probably, like, it's like the ocean part of stage 1, right? Like, the frogmen don't spawn from the very beginning. But once you get further, a little bit further, they start spawning, and that's like the second half. So you probably have to get a little bit further until you start getting oil tankers. And then eventually the lab. And once you know how to do it, I reckon the lab is not going to be harder, really, than landing on the oil rig. I did not expect that we would be able to do this well. And that was dangerous. So, maybe we do need 300 points to get to the ocean. Maybe that is how that works. It seems like I have gotten to the ocean as I, like, hit a diamond. Fucking choppers, man. Like the searchlight thing. I don't know. The manual is trying to infer things that I'm not sure are true of the mechanics of the game. Oh, okay. Well, the manual told us that your bullets will disappear as some sort of an indication of where the oil rig is. That was kind of what I was looking out for, but that didn't seem to be the case. Barely. Okay. That was like the start. We got to the oil rig on our first life pretty much, but then I lost like 3 lives. Frustrating. Nice. Nice. Okay. Oh, so close. Oh my god. Okay. I got a new strat. Like, just firing twice for everything, basically. Seems to work better. No, I didn't mean to jump. Yeah. But that's a better strat for sure. Like, no matter what you have loaded, try using either or both. And being a little more aggressive to try to take out the subs and everything. Right, I forgot how that worked. Okay. Helicopter's the biggest threat here, but... Oh, they have reasonably... They're more aggressive here for sure, but they still can't shoot at any angle. Yeah, the third stage might be the trickier one if that's, like, the one where you have to survive really long. I don't know. Because the Moonraker is easiest in the sense because... again, it's unclear how checkpoints may work if they exist. But in Moonraker, clearly you can progress, like you can keep progress between stages, because as long as you hit the spinning satellite, it doesn't matter if you die, it'll count. But I guess that might be the same thing here. If I need to hit 6 diamonds, to get to the ocean, then I guess the points are going to count probably over, like, across lives. So let's see, will the next diamond trigger the transition? Are we lighting up the... Yeah, it does, okay. That seems consistent. Doing that. Maybe that's the thing here, too. Like, maybe you just need to hit a certain amount of diamonds for the oil rig to appear. Is it, like, does this game fucking have rank? Like, shit is getting so aggressive. Oh, I tried diving. It didn't work. Nice. I figured that the oil rig was going to come up there. So 600. I seem to clear the stage around that point. So maybe at 600, like another 300 points, another 6 diamonds is when the thing appears. Fuck. Nice. Also, these things launching from the bottom of the ocean is a lie. They launch from the fucking surface. No, I pressed down. That was so close to being a super clean run. Alright, okay, 3 extra lives. I'm getting the hang of things. Sub, okay, I got the sub. Like, going underwater would be nice if it, like, protected you from helicopters. Because you're still, like, not exactly in the clear. Alright, surviving pretty far here. Dude, imagine if these things killed you full screen. Very glad that they don't. Ah. So, like, am I making progress here? No idea. And the way these things fucking spawn. Spawn's just changing, like, he's spawning and respawning in the middle of the screen like that. Okay, I was trying to thread the needle there. Holy shit, okay. The stage is pretty difficult. Oh, whew. Man, so close though. Well, close in the sense that we got to stage 3 with like 4 or 5 lives, which is sick, but then we lost them all without having any good sense of whether we made progress. We got to 005 status, but still. Have I spoken on my favorite Bond? I don't think I have a favorite Bond. Like, I feel like that's something that a lot of people are very heavily invested in, and I definitely am not. Like, I think each, like, every, like, I don't know if I've actually seen On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Certainly not to the point where I could recall it. So I really can't say much about George Lazenby. And I guess the same is sort of true for Timothy Dalton as well. Every other Bond I at least have a sense of an example of a performance in one of the films or whatever. And I feel like, for the most part, they've all been in good movies and less good movies. But they each kind of bring something to the role. So, like, I can greatly enjoy Roger Moore. I can enjoy Sean Connery. I like Daniel Craig. Like, I don't think there's anyone that I, like, dislike as a general rule. I feel like maybe Pierce Brosnan has, like, a relatively weak run, I guess. Like, everyone loves GoldenEye, but I don't know if any of the other ones are any good, and I don't know if that one is any good either. We'll find out when we get to watch it. And, like, I like him well enough, but I don't know what he exactly brings to the role compared to some of the other ones. But I don't know. I definitely don't have a strong favorite. But I haven't, like, watched any of the movies in recent memory anyway. So once we're done with all this and we've rewatched a bunch of them, my opinions might have changed. We'll give this one more attempt. And if we don't make any progress in Spy Who Loved Me stage, then maybe we'll check out the other versions and see if we have better luck there. I definitely want to try to finish this to see, I don't think there's going to be a cool ending or anything. I'm sure we'll just see. It'll just game over, basically, I'm sure. Unless it loops. But the manual makes it sound like the game actually ends. But I think the C64 version is actually like a little more elaborate. So that one actually has a better chance of having something at the end. Okay, 300 and okay. Well, maybe it's not based on points then. Maybe it's based on distance. I'm not sure. I still want the points, and you never know. So obviously, aiming to get the diamonds is a good idea. And of course, needless to say, in this section, I need the diamonds. That was close. I missed one or two, so it's entirely possible that the oil rig is going to show up at a lower point value. But they despawn. Yeah, I was going to say. Enemies despawning, I think, is a dead giveaway that the oil rig is coming up. Okay. Just be aggressive as shit on this stage. Fire all your weapons at everything. Nice. Got one. No! I didn't mean to jump. I have one or two. Dude, the speed just went all weird. Fuck, the patterns are, like, destroying me. Oh, come on. That's definitely 2. That's 3. 13,000, okay. Yeah, that didn't go great, but I'm getting better hang of it. Ooh, I wonder if, like, more rockets on screen is, like, limiting the helicopter's ability to shoot. Like, that could be a thing, right? So maybe you want to keep... Fucking indestructible helicopters. Fucking rapid-fire Moonraker lasers. I didn't expect that. It was my bad. That still caught me off guard. I feel like he shot his torpedo later than I expected. 004. Alright, I'm gonna take a short break. I need to rest my eyeballs a little bit, I think. Take a quick snack, get some energy. And when I return, why don't we check out the C64 version, see if we do any better, and if it's like mega impossible, we'll maybe move on to the SG-1000 version, or maybe just come back to this and see if we can beat it. I'll see you guys in just a little bit. right, I've returned. I do not have a martini ready, although I did have some while watching Goldfinger last night. I do, however, have a refreshing cup of tea. Did I miss anything important in chat? Call 45, greetings. Got a little pyramid action going. All right. Sick ass stinger. Yeah, it turned out pretty okay. I like it. Let's give this one more go before we take a look at the other versions. Let's start the timer again and see if we can figure this out. All right, diamonds are forever. So are immortal helicopters, unfortunately. But yeah, if you're just joining us, beware of flashing lights. This game is it's pretty intense. It sure is a 2600 game. Dude, it feels so weird that you don't have bombs on the stage.
Unspeakable horror awaits you.
Dino, please. Thank you very much. I'm a little preoccupied here. But thank you for your continued support. Please enjoy your skulls, your unspeakable horrors. Oh, dude, the stage transition is so sudden that I'm completely not prepared for the radioactive splash. This is already not a great run. I'm being frazzled here with subscription notifications. Quan Chi taunting me. But that's okay. Well, we'll finish out this run. Then I'll look at chat. And we'll see if I can recenter myself a little bit. Alright, mechanical frogmen, self-detonating. Again, let's be on the lookout for suddenly despawning enemies. Okay. Tricky jump. We got it. Okay, nice. Stage clear. 9 months of unspeakable horror for Dino. Thank you very much again, and enjoy your purple skull. I guess that's your brand new reward. Right, fuck, I forgot what the stage is. Dude, did you guys fucking see that extreme gamer moment where I just lightly hopped over the thing? I should try to do that more. Oh, okay. Oh. The amounts of gaming required for this game is... Ah, I jumped. That's... I mean, going down kind of would have killed me. Dude, I'm missing all the satellites. Okay, that's one. So... Oh, okay, dude, that like 5-minute break just made me forget everything about that stage, I feel like. I'm getting discombobulated by all the sub-alerts and shit, too. 002, that's not a very good rating. Anyway, for those of you who may just have joined us, we are playing James Bond 007 for the Atari 2600. It is an adaptation of 3 movies, a very loose adaptation. The first stage is Diamonds Are Forever. Second stage is Moonraker. And the third one is The Spy Who Loved Me. And each level has a different objective, which thankfully we were able to look up in the manual. Unless we did that, we would really not have any clue what was going on. Now we have a slight clue as to what's going on. But it's really hard. It's pretty neat though. The game is sort of growing on me, but it's so like the randomness. It's definitely the most frustrating aspect. Like, you're definitely at the mercy of RNG. And yes, this game came out on a lot of different platforms. Several Atari console and computer platforms. The C64, the SG-1000, ColecoVision, and maybe something else. that was a warm-up. We'll do one more attempt. See if we can get a good run. See if we can at least get to stage 3. So the way the controls work is, like, once you get the hang of it, it's like actually pretty responsive, but there's a lot of quirks to the controls. One of which being that you move very slowly to the left compared to how quickly you move to the right, which makes dodging rapid-fire helicopter shots a little tricky. You use your fire button to shoot vertical shots, whatever, bullets, missiles. I'm sure it's explained what they are in the manual. Or, in every other stage after this one, you can also drop bombs. And the way it works is like you use the same button, but the function alternates. So every other time you press the button, it's a bomb or a bullet. And you just kind of have to keep track of what's like loaded in the chamber. Okay, the stage's gonna transition. Probably? I guess I died, so now it is taking longer. Okay, there we go. Made it to the water section. And now the lasers from the satellites will cause nuclear splashes. Like, there's no way I could react to that. Like, that's why I'm not staying at the back end of the screen, because I need to be able to, like, move backward. Like, because even though moving backward is slow, because the satellites themselves are moving forward, like, I'd rather be moving backwards to dodge them. Because the patterns at which they fire projectiles is essentially completely random and unpredictable. Okay. Satellite, or oil rig. Does that count? Okay, we did it. That was pretty close landing. So for this stage, landing on the oil rig is how you clear stage 1. You clear stage 2 by shooting down 3 of the spinning satellites. Those things... So the rockets... they turn into poison bombs when they reach their apex. And if you are not submerged in water when that happens, you die. Dude, I'm having the worst luck with this stage now. The patterns are really rough. I think my computer is exploding. Let me check on that. Okay, that's one at least. Dude, that was not still exploding. Alright, let me check on my task manager here. Did I have a weird CPU spike or something? Doesn't look like it. What about my hard drives? No, it looks okay. I don't know. Something was definitely spiking somewhere. Alright, we got reasonably close, but now we can't get back to where we were. We're doing worse, so I think that's a good opportunity to take a step back from this version and take a look. Hang on, let me do this. And we can bring this back up while I do a little bit of configuration. Do I not have this running? Yep. There we go. And, oh yeah, I want this. There we go. All right. Boom. Let's try this version. should start. I tried this before. Maybe I have to restart. Should run, but I guess do this. Okay. Yeah, it's because I didn't have like a fresh boot or whatever of the emulator. So this one has a little different title screen. I think this one also has like little intro sequence between each stage to actually let us know what we're doing. Well, not what we're doing, but at least what movie we're supposed to be reenacting. So you can change between novice and agent. You change to 2 players, I guess. Do I have? Yeah. Okay, that's the controls. Wait. No, isn't F1? There we go. See, it actually says Diamonds Are Forever. Good luck, Mr. Bond. The music is not particularly impressive for a C64 game, but I guess it's what you get when you port a game to 50 platforms. All right, we're shrinking down. Okay, so for this one, you actually have... Yeah, see? Dude, I don't have gravity control in this version. And I don't have on-screen points. The flashing is arguably worse. There's more diamonds here, though. I think this has like an actual like seamless transition to the water stage. Maybe the mechanics are different too. I guess we'll see. There's a lot more diamonds. Oh, yeah, here we go. Check this shit out. Alright, we can actually kill the scuba divers. The radioactive splash doesn't stay on screen for like 2 full minutes. The flashing is a little bit out of control, though. Oh, they can shoot the other way. Okay. Yeah, you don't have the air control, but it's still, like, easier. Like, the jumps aren't as floaty. There's the old rig. The whole night sky thing actually makes sense in this version. Can't see where it is. Ah! Still, for our first life, that was not so bad. Yeah, the scuba divers are a little bit more of a problem here. Remember the shrinking car? Yeah. It didn't flash. Did I actually hit the satellite? And that's why it didn't flash? I don't know why the ocean is flashing. Is it when my... Yeah, I guess my bombs... When my bombs hit the ocean floor... Yeah, this makes the ocean flash. Nice, got him. Oh, I still jumped too far. I was trying to match it to the terrain on the ground. That jump is actually way harder here, I feel like. Or, I don't know, maybe it's just different. I haven't adjusted to it. But dude, there's no fucking helicopters in this one. That makes a big difference. Maybe that's why this feels easier. Because, like, the actual frogmen, obviously, are way more of a threat here. Whoa! Oh, I was like, wow, I can actually see it while I'm jumping here, and I still got a little over-eager and bumped into it. Goodbye, Mr. Bond. Yeah, he shrinks into his car, and then his car shrinks. Oh, man, this is so frustrating because, you know, I wasn't expecting to do anywhere remotely well in this game. Alright, we're 000. Sick. But now that we got so far in the Commodore, or the Atari version, now I would feel bad for just like not finishing the game. So maybe we'll just be stuck playing this all day. Okay. Try again. Like, we still made it to our to the whatchamacallit, oil rig first try. I feel like I just have to do it once to, like, learn how it works. From there, it's gonna be, well, I don't know that it's gonna be trivial, but it's gonna be easier for sure. I could land on that thing even though both my wheels were in the gap. Yeah, I kind of figured that would happen. See, that's the thing, like, the randomness is an issue in this version just as much, if not more so. I don't know. I feel like you have less kind of real estate to move around in. Like, what the hell is this? There's like no ground to drive on. Like, the flashing's even worse in this version. Like, the collision is so precise. Like, your bullets are tiny. Dude, you can't land on that part? It's like the flattest part of the stage. Alright, duly noted. You gotta do a giant leap right into the ocean. Can I hold up? You can, okay, that's good to know. Dude, the underwater dodging on stage 2 could be a real problem. Given that we don't have control in the same way. Dude, you just have to... I jumped too early because you can't... Like, the distance I could have traveled in that jump would have been sufficient. Yeah, I had to jump early. If I can bait that. Yeah. The patterns and strats are just a little different in this version. And I'm bringing too much of my 2600 skill set to the Commodore version, and that's tripping me up. But yeah, basically, you can, you know, if you look at how far I can jump, like, you can jump hella far, but as soon as you hit the center of the screen, that's like a solid brick wall, basically. So you can't start a jump this far ahead. Okay, so now I should be able to land here at least. Yeah, there we go. So, you know, you just, the way the random level generation makes it so that, well, you know, on some attempts, the level might just not give you room. Dude, the flashing, it's Jesus Christ. I'm a little bit surprised also that for a C64 game, that there's no, like, trainer on this. So there's no, like, cheats in level select. I would have zero qualms when doing something like this. Just use a trainer to see the other levels, just to see what they're like in this version. But yeah, this seems significantly harder than the Atari version, but not necessarily for the reasons I was expecting. I just want to see if I can get to the fucking oil rig. I still, like, that attempt was still good data collection. We've gathered intelligence. Because I learned a little bit more about how the transition to the water part works. But yeah, dude, I'm not even, like, the most sensitive person to flashing lights, but even I have to say that, like, I think there's a limited amount of stamina that I have for something like this. Alright, so I guess, yeah, so now there's water here. So I have to land on that little spike so I can jump again. But I'm too far ahead. I should have sparked on the little spike. No, this version also has the novice or agent difficulty select. I'm just kind of bypassing the title screen when I'm continuing, and that's where it shows you. Okay, you can basically land on a single pixel, but the hitbox of your car is like pretty generous in that sense. Like, it's not like you die as soon as you touch. See, you can like basically, as long as any part of your car is, you know, touching the ground, that's good enough, basically. That's good. Wasn't ready for that. Whoa! Okay, I was in the ocean part, but I still had to restart here. I guess it wasn't fully scrolled off screen yet. MTI, thanks for the follow. Yeah, you have to like go really far back so that you have the space to move forward when dodging. It's the final Games Bond ranking. Going to break down games by version. That's we're getting quite ahead of ourselves, I would say. I mean, in simple terms, I haven't even considered any of that kind of stuff just yet. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of fodder for analysis and ranking at the end. I haven't really thought about whether I want to try to do some kind of ranking or reviewing or something as we go. Dude, he's like spawning in the train. Oh, forgot about the nuclear splash. I think generally my approach to the entire project is that because so many of these games have so many different versions, I'm basically picking one, like the best or representative version of each game. And in some cases, we might not literally only play one version. But as far as like rating, I guess I would maybe make a comment on it, but otherwise I would basically essentially rank like whatever's the best version and kind of leave it at that. Yeah, the seamless transition is really cool in this, but god damn, it's difficult. I actually found, like, when I first booted them up just for 5 seconds to try them, I felt like the Atari version was so ghetto, and like, man, the C64 version is cooler. Even though the music is extremely, like, this really feels like it's a port. Like, this doesn't seem like the kind of game, I mean, I don't know, but just the audio and everything, like, as far as C64 games go, even for 1983, I don't know. I guess I just would expect more, but maybe that's unfair of me. Like, maybe this is perfectly adequate standard for 83 or on C64. Obviously, C64 games kept coming out like for another decade. And obviously a lot of technology and creative methods and everything like evolved in so many different ways, so it makes sense. C64 version 84. Yeah, some versions came out in 84. Exactly, yeah, the C64 debuted in 82, so it makes sense that like you shouldn't expect games from that early to be what you think of, like, because when you think of most like sick C64 games, whatever, I would say few of them are from at least before 1985, but many of them are like from the late 80s or even the early 90s. But yeah, this is the C64 version we're playing. But it really, yeah, especially the audio, like there's no hallmarks of the SID, like quirks or qualities. Nothing impressive about it. Visually, I think it looks better than the Atari version for sure. But it's still, you know, the higher resolution pixels that gives us super tiny bullets, it's not necessarily a better thing for the game. So it's not really, yeah, I think as far as playing it, I prefer the Atari version because I'm getting further in that one at least. Forbidden Forest is 1983. Yeah, like I'm sure there's other sick games. I mean, it's like you look at the Amiga and what is it called? The fucking the sick medieval game that's like 10 times cooler than anything else. The Cinemaware game, Defender of the Crown. Yeah, that was what, 87. And like, I don't know. I feel like it still didn't. That wasn't like representative of what the Amiga was in the mid 80s. Not that I know that there were many games that were ugly. I don't know that there were many games, period. But you know, there's always going to be. I mean, hell, you could look at something like Super Mario Brothers, and you look at the fucking dregs of Famicom for like the several years after that, and it wasn't like that's the quality you would expect necessarily. A lot of games were pretty dank compared to that. So even though this isn't impressive, whoa, I didn't mean to do that. Doesn't mean that it's like a, you know, embarrassment or anything. It might be pretty standard, or at least I wouldn't know whether it is or not. Not Bob Saget. What's up? Is Mrs. Goodhead in this? I don't think this game really has characters. The manual mentions Stromberg and whoever. I mean, technically, I guess the lady we're supposed to save in the final stage is represented by a floating capsule, but we haven't gotten that far. But yeah, not a lot of character interactions yet. The thing is, though, like the C64 version again has this like yeah, we can try agent difficulty and see how that goes. Yeah, it says there, copyright 84. Even this title screen is like incredibly ghetto for a C64 game, I feel like. I don't think there was a cool loading screen or anything. Like, we didn't see one, but even with the turbo skip auto load, whatever, I don't think it would have entirely skipped. So there's probably, the only loading was probably happening right there on the basic screen. What was I going to say? Yeah, so this version, unlike the Atari version, has like the intro where it says "Diamonds Are Forever, good luck, Mr. Bond," and everything. So I would have liked to have seen at least those intro screens for the other movies to see what they looked like. Let's just give agent difficulty a try to see what it looks like. But hell, having like I'd be curious to play a trained version of this, even like, you know, with invulnerability, just to sort of cruise through, like do a little sightseeing and see all the levels from beginning to end. That would be cool. But yeah, the fact that the satellites which look like little cherubs or something. I guess they point downwards to shoot their little laser drops. I think this version looks better, but I think the Atari version plays better. Just having that like extra air control feels really good. I really miss it here. And it still has like all the shortcomings and issues, like the fact that moving left is extremely slow. Not seeing your score on screen. You still get fucking... There's no helicopters, but you still get sniped from off screen. And we are gonna have to start over. Like, I was just about to say, like, if you don't fully land in the water and have the land part completely scroll off screen, you don't get the checkpoint. I kind of feel like you should at least be able to see your score in between lives. It's a little weird that you have to game over to see your score. Presumably, you might see it when you clear a stage. Oh yeah, sorry, MQI, I neglected to respond. Yes, Operation Stealth, aka James Bond 007 in a stealth affair, is on the list. And if you are curious about the list, you can type !007 or !Bond. Holy shit, dude, the fucking rapid, like, you jump so slow that if you you jump to dodge a thing, and before you can land, like, you're already being targeted by another thing that you then cannot dodge because you've committed to that first floaty jump. Like, having that jump control really solves so much of that in the Atari version. That, like, the more I play this, the more I like the other version. Yeah, I kind of threw together the link and everything for the doc, so I don't. I should update my stream title to include that. I didn't think to do that. But you can also check the VOD. Yeah, I knew that wasn't gonna. I was just impatient because I could have. Oh, okay. I guess I'm just mashing buttons. You do see your score in between lives, but you can just skip the screen, I think. You can check the VOD archive of Wednesday's stream, where we went over the list in detail. Kind of going over every game. Dude, you literally cannot actually move backward. You just like stop and scroll with the screen. Oh, that's a different animation. That's kind of cool. Anyway, I'm honestly losing patience a little bit with this version. Also knowing that like any time I spend playing this is time not potentially advancing in the Atari version. I do have the SG-1000 version, and that one I don't think I've even really seen. I booted it up to the title screen to make sure that the emulator I had actually runs SG-1000 games. That's about as far as I've seen it. Mr. Rhodium, thank you for the follow. Really did not care about kids' eyeballs in 83. To be fair, I think CRT screens are quite different in how they like that's what I've heard anyway. I haven't been using CRT screens much recently. So there's like certain things like that that just, I mean, not that it was a non-issue, but it might have been slightly less of an issue, or at least not the exact same kind of issue. But there, I mean, Atari 2600 especially, I think, is like Screen Flash City. But C64 can kind of get up there at times. All right, let's do this, and I will do a little bit of setup here. We'll switch this back here so you can check up on the lore, and I shall organize the SG-1000 version, and we'll check that out. And I can actually, oh, I don't think I can really. Well, I can do this, I guess. No, I cannot. I have the cover art. I can't really change my info page thing here. It's a little inconvenient, but I can bring it up here for my cover. The Japanese SG-1000 box art, which is pretty cool. Okay, let me find my emulator. It's very, like, I think for me when I see this, like, it gives me like 80s, not really Famicom vibes, but like computer game vibes. I'm thinking of like fucking early PC adventure games, or like Portopia or whatever. I don't know what it is, but something about it kind of gives me that vibe. All right, I got a controller hooked up here because I think that's going to be not technically a necessity, but I think it's going to be sort of easier to set it up that way. I have like zero experience with SG-1000, SC-3000 type stuff, so I might need a little bit of assistance, but I should be able to work. I'm using Mednafen, so configuring should be reasonably simple enough. Enable this. Enable that. And check out this. Tsukuda Original presents 007 James Bond. So I guess we do this. Fire one. So I was gonna say, is this similar to Rapid? I don't know if I'm gonna need that, but similar to Mark III Master System stuff, which I guess makes sense because it is literally the SG-1000 Mark III. Pause. Okay, well, I can put that on my controller. There we go. Version 2.7. Okay, so Joy 1 left. Okay, let's give this a try. The Spy Who Loved Me. Okay. Different stage order. The bomb's a little different. Drinking car. Okay, okay. Dude, you have two buttons that do different things. Oil tankers. We didn't even see those before. Yeah, we have to dodge them. Okay, good thing we read the manual. I have to, Dude, this is so much more playable. The control, the different buttons, like more action on screen. Ah, shit. Okay. Is this the same emulator, whatever the Mexican run? I have no idea. I'm sure he's got some highly elaborate setup. I'm using Mednafen with a visual front end called Mednafi, which I guess you wouldn't really see on stream or anything. These mines, I guess, are kind of different. So, alright. Assuming the objectives are kind of similar here, I'm looking for an underground lab. Okay, I don't really have that direct control. Kind of interesting, though, that this is the last stage in the other versions. Whoa! You can actually, like, dodge stuff in this version. Scrolling is a little jerky, but once the rockets actually... Oh, there we go. Pod? Got it. We rescued... What's her name? Mission complete. Good show, Mr. Bond. Diamonds offer... Oh, yeah, maybe this is the version we should just play then. Yeah, first try. Was that even a no miss? Did I die? Okay. Oh my god, this flashing is otherworldly. Dude, all the stages are like a bit different here. Do I still get points? I guess I do, yeah. Dude, holy Jesus Christ. No helicopters, though. The lasers actually look like lasers? Okay. Oh, we touched the water, and now we're respawning in the water area. Fuck. Oh, the frogmen. I keep forgetting about the nuclear splash. Frogmen. Wait, submarines? I mean, I'll take them over helicopters. Why not? Like, your mobility is so much fucking better in this version. That even though it throws a lot more shit at you, you're equipped to deal with it in a totally different way. So yeah, the concept, or like the instructions you get is like, you shoot the giant diamonds in the sky, literally to light up the dark night sky so that you can see where the oil rig is, so that you can jump on top of it and land on it. Yeah, I'm sure as far as watching, like, this is the worst one to look at, but it's the best one to play. Like, immediately, just on one credit, like, it's... It feels like the controls, the responsiveness, and, like, just the speed of the vehicle really is the thing. Like, you move so much faster. But yeah, it's so funny that, like, the flashing is like much slower, but somehow that it's like, I don't know, your brain registers the contrast between the gray and the yellow, maybe? I don't know. Yep. Greetings, Marquito. That was not good. Yeah, I think I took one death, at least on stage 1. But it's so confusing, like, the fact that the stages are in a different order somehow makes it, like, adds to the confusion. Impervious fucking helicopters. But even, like, everything feels way more fair in this version. Like, the bullets aren't just, like, teleporting towards you in a way where you, like, just cannot react to them. Like, your rate of fire is pretty slow. You still have a limit to how far you can move ahead, but relative to the action, it still feels like you can move further ahead in the screen, a little bit at least, than the other versions. Nice. Got him. 7,500. Do you still get 5,000 points for completing the level? I don't know. What's up, Sting? This honestly makes me a little curious to try the other versions, but I think this one came a little later too. I think this was 84, maybe later still. The versions we haven't played are like the Atari 400 and ColecoVision versions. I guess I can't really imagine them being notably better than this. The only thing I'm missing in this is, again, the air control from the 2600 version. But honestly, I'd much rather take the overall mobility increase in this version. Okay. No, I didn't get him. Right, I gotta shoot some. I forgot to jump. But there's like the level of intensity. Like, there's so much more action here. I keep forgetting this is stage 2, so I have to remember that if we beat this stage, then we're on the final stage. So I apologize for the flashing, but I actually have to do this. So I can see where the fucking... Dude! Okay, is this different in this version? It didn't seem like I was able to jump high enough. Am I maybe supposed to... Because it feels like if I jumped, I would crash into the fucking, like, chimney or antenna or whatever. Which is a jump. You can clear that jump on the other versions. Or at least on the Atari version. I guess we never cleared this stage on the... Oh, it's right here. Maybe you jump through... It's hard to see what happened there exactly. But I don't think I crashed into the leftmost part of it. Ugh. Flashing lights warning. Yeah, I don't even know really where to put that. I'm going to add a stream tag. Do that. Flashing lights. There we go. Let me add... Oh, I couldn't. Oh, I had too many tags. All right. We can get rid of the comfy tag, because this isn't very comfy, actually. Let me add this. Do the upstream info thing there. Yeah, I'll just reiterate the warning flashing lights. Make it flash. See, this is the concern now. You know, let me go on Sega Retro real quick. I don't know if this version, if this was only in Japan. But regardless, I wouldn't expect there to be a manual, but maybe. There's a page for it here. 007 James Bond is the last SG-1000 game to be produced by the company. Alright, there's a... okay, hang on. Is this a full there is a manual, okay. Othello Multivision. Yeah, I don't have a convenient way to put this on screen, I'm afraid, but I just want to see if I can... Dude, there's 4 stages! Holy shit. Oh, maybe there are in Commodore... Yeah, I just remembered, like, yeah, it says right there. Diamond Star Forever, The Spy Who Loved Me, Moonraker, and For Your Eyes Only. For Your Eyes Only is not in the Atari 2600 version. But maybe it is in the Commodore 64 version. I might as well just keep this on screen while I read anyway. So the Spy Who Loved Me, we pretty much figured out, right? Diamonds Are Forever. Yeah, your orders to infiltrate the oil platform, whatever. All like Japanese, obviously, and a lot of kanji and stuff. So I'll try my best to see if I can actually understand this, but ダイヤモンドの光でその姿を表します。タイミングよくジャンプして。Okay. 間違えるとはボンドカーはやられてしまいます。Okay. It literally just says use good timing to jump on top of the platform and land on it. If you land in the wrong spot, the Bond car will be destroyed. So that's like, okay, not very helpful. But at least it doesn't. There's nothing like particularly different about it, I guess. It's just the sprite itself, like the graphic, is a little bit more ambiguous as to where you might want to try to land on it. Yeah, maybe we weren't as close to beating the game. I mean, we read the manual for the Atari version, and that specified that there were 3 stages, and we at least got to the 3rd stage, if not about to beat it. It's hard to know. Yeah, so these oil tankers are described as just an obstacle for you to avoid, but they don't appear at the beginning of the stage. They don't appear until later, I guess, because we didn't ever get to see them in the Atari version specifically. That implies to me that we didn't necessarily get super far into the stage. Ah! But that's, well, I was gonna say even still, that's the furthest we've gotten in any version. Oh, that was really bad. Because yeah, we got to the end of stage 2 in this one, but we didn't figure out how to land on the oil rig. But honestly, I guess given the playability of this, flashing notwithstanding, this still feels, you know, if I spend an hour on this like I did the Atari version, I could probably learn how to beat it. The stages seem pretty short, too. This is kind of cool, too, the transition. We actually start in the ocean, and then we have to go up on land. Dude, even the fucking wheels of the car are flashing. I guess to simulate spinning wheels. It's actually an interesting effect. I don't know that it works exactly. It's interesting. Oh, sorry, I'll just not shoot them. I need to do that when we're in the water. Their splash. See, the splash even just like goes away in a reasonable time frame. Dude, the sub's always showing up, like hiding behind the fucking cliffs. Oh, I should have gone right. 2 lives left. Like this version has a lot of like quality of life improvements. Like you rely on the flashing lights of the diamonds to see where the oil platform is. So in this version, you actually, like, you get a... Ooh, I didn't mean to press down. Fucking D-pad. You get a steady supply of diamonds to help you. But I guess I'm restarting the stage from the same place, so... Dude, they intercepted it with a bullet. I need... Okay. Where the fuck do I land? Do I land on the tiny little thing on the far right? Probably. But it doesn't... I don't know. I wouldn't have expected that you can sort of jump through the sprite. But clearly you can, because otherwise you just collide with the left-hand side of it, which even not being able to see it, I can tell that where the, like, because there is a little sprite to show you where the collision happens, I can tell that that didn't happen on the left, like, I didn't bump into it from the left. I still landed on top of it. Keypad's a little bit of a lie. I was playing the other games on a keyboard. Fuck. Oh yeah, MP3. MP3. I saw that yesterday, I guess. The voice of Leisure Suit Larry no longer with us. Oh, the actual mobility you have in this, it's so, like, simultaneously relaxing and fucked up. Okay. Good show, Mr. Bond. Diamonds are forever. So that's probably, I guess it probably looks like this, or like in the C64 version when you transition. I wonder if this kind of transition, like, obviously the stage order is different, but if the beginning of stage 2 feels like it sort of ties into stage 1 or something. I guess it's just ocean. A little bit of a moot point, but like this part is also kind of relaxing and low key. And now shit is getting serious. Got Frogman forces here. Like, you can't really effectively deal with this. Any of the threats from underwater, really. Yeah, you can see the little green dot there. It's like indicating that we're redoing the entire stage, basically. I guess you could... Whoa, that was a bad jump. You can, like, go down. Drop a mine from further below. Holy crap. The intensity of the action in this version. Dude! Oh. Was I too far forward? Did I hit the... Yeah, I probably hit the scrolling, like... whatever you'd call it. Like, the point where you can't scroll further. So I couldn't push forward. But you can tell the stage is not long. I just keep dying pretty quickly. But also, I didn't really think about it until now. This version does not seem random, right? Like, the stage looks the same every time. So, you could probably literally just memorize the patterns. So you always get the 2 frogmen here, and then you get the submarine. You always get this, like, awkward jump. So you play this one, right, Dino? Did you finish this game? Or do you have any memories of your experience with it? I mean, that goes for anyone else in chat, for that matter. If we have any SG-1000 lore masters in chat. Don't think you beat the 4th stage, but you got that far at least, huh? Well, I'm openly soliciting any kind of hints or advice if you have them. This is a collective effort as far as I'm concerned. Whoa! The fucking arcing bomb. So I should be able to count at least how many boats we pass on this stage. Oh, 3 or 4? 90% sure you have to land. Yeah, because that's what it's like in the other version. And that's what I assume to be the case here. It's just visually much tougher to parse. Because, like, the actual platform doesn't look big enough for the car. And you have to basically jump through parts that look like they would be solid. Also, I just realized, I guess the satellites only fire once. Like, in the other versions, it's random, and you don't know. Like, they can fire 3 or 4 times. Or just once. Whoa. Alright, so trying to take out the... Holy crap. Okay, second submarine. Third, maybe? I hit... Okay, well, that's where the oil rig is. I was just about to, like, try to think of... Like, what should I, like... Try to memorize what kind of things are coming up here. Nice, okay. Submarine, satellite, frogman. Oh! So let's count the satellites, I guess. So one satellite. Two. Three. Yeah, 3 satellites. Fuck! The mine. I saw it, but it was too late. I was focusing on trying to keep the oil rig illuminated. Ow, that was an incredibly bad jump. But yeah, it's like relieving to know that the stages are short. Alright, that was not real well timed. I think the spacing was alright. I can do that. But, I have to do it with the right timing or else it doesn't really work. Oh, I hesitated too much. I'm like... getting into my own head, I think. Dude, imagine if this version also had the alternating. I'm getting mega owned now. I'm just, like... I was feeling too confident in learning the second stage. I'm like, yeah, you know, first stage should be fine. Now I'm dying more than ever. What was I saying? I don't know. Oh yeah, so the other versions, you have one button, and the button alternates in function between bombs and bullets. And it's a little confusing, a little infuriating. Yeah, you just gotta be a little patient. I guess in this version, there's no real risk associated with staying at the far back of the screen. And the other ones, you can kind of get stuck. Yeah, it was a very bad start, but I kind of got into it. I feel like I've learned how to deal with that stage a little better. This part I can completely just improvise. Dude, there's even a little bit of parallax with the starfield in this version. Pretty cool. But once we try to get the third, like, you have to jump onto the oil rig. You have to jump really late. Because the jump, like, one of the things that makes the controls feel good here. Okay, does that count as the first satellite? Yeah. Second, I'm pretty sure. Third, okay. Dude, I need light! Oh, okay, and there's a sub at the same time, basically, and that's what killed me last time, too. Yeah, the start of the stage looks a little different when you're actually coming in from the previous stage. I wasn't really ready for that. Satellite 2, and the sub is already on screen here. That was satellite 3. I can't fucking count. This is satellite 1. So basically sub number 2 maybe is what I should be looking out for. I don't know. That's satellite 2. And there's satellite 3. And after that, sub gonna fuck me up. Okay, I think we did it. The car is like 3 times the size. Okay, we made it to Moonraker. Alright, but I'm definitely feeling like I'm learning and making some sort of progress. Oh yeah, wait, never mind. I was gonna say, you can pause this game, and I press the pause button and nothing happens. Dude, everything moves so much slower here. Okay, let's try again. Good show, thank you. Did I get a ranking? I didn't even pay attention. That's in the Atari version. But yeah, I gotta say, this is like, it's a pretty good port. Yeah, exactly, Ingvar. Like, you have to click through it. I need more lives. But I feel like I learned the layout of the second stage a little better. Now this is kind of turning harder. Ah, come on. But yeah, staying further back is, you know what? Let me try just hogging the back. Okay. I could have probably avoided that, but... Because you start, like, basically in the center of the space you have. A lot of time you have stuff like this that... You're better off waiting for it to get out of your way. And you'll have a lot more time to wait. You're a little further back. Play this before watching a 007 movie, you'd probably assume the movie's about a weird boat car. I mean, parts of it kind of is, right? And that's The Spy Who Loved Me, right? That's the one that has the submarine car. I don't think all 4 of these movies had a submarine car. Maybe more than one had it, though, but I haven't watched these movies in forever. Because there is a Spy Who Loved Me game on the Amiga. That is all about the car. Okay, let's see how this goes. Okay, so that's satellite number 1. Sub is coming up. Two. No, I didn't. Oh my god, what a stupid death. But I took a bunch of deaths on stage. Like, basically, I should be able to no miss stage 1. And I feel like I kind of need that to have the margin. So basically, the frogmen is a little bit of the opposite, right? I think like, the frogmen, I feel, are easier to avoid if you're aggressive and move forward. Because once you let them start shooting, they shoot so rapidly. You don't want to throw out bombs willy-nilly either, because you can't shoot another one or your previous one goes off screen. See that? Yeah, you want to definitely delay that dodge. I think we're at the end of the stage, basically. Oh my god, I cannot believe I fucked that up. Easiest part. So, I'm curious if the entire stage loops. Like, probably. I mean, I'll start it over from now, like, from the beginning. I feel a reset button, but we might as well consider this practice. Submarine car was in 2 movies, but it was only a submarine in one of them. I have to assume that the submarine action was in the first movie where it was introduced. Imagine introducing the submarine car, and then you wait the entire movie for the submarine action, and then it doesn't happen until the next movie. Like, I'm assuming that's not how it happened. But yeah, we watched View to a Kill and Goldfinger yesterday. And, dude, Goldfinger is such a good movie. Like, the entire movie is just, like, setting up all this shit that has, like, immaculate payoffs later on. The car, obviously, is a good example of that, because we get the traditional Q introduction to all of the gadgets and features, and every single one of them comes into play. But it's, like, way more stuff than that, too. It's just, like, a very well-crafted movie. I thought that the bomb killed him, but it hit this bullet. And the View to Kill is, like, pretty fun, too. There's a lot about it that I like. But, like, watching them back-to-back is kind of interesting because the story and structure of the movies isn't that similar, but the villain's plot is, like, kind of the same in the two. And Goldfinger is, like, so much more focused. I think I did it. I touched it with the nose of the car. That's good enough. Because, like, comparing the two, like, Goldfinger is very focused on... Like, Goldfinger himself has a lot of screen time, and a lot of the movie is spent, like, with Bond and Goldfinger. I pressed down, god dang it. I kind of forgot what stage this was. Man, being able to use the correct weapon on command. Dude, I can, like, go down and shoot upwards to hit these guys. It makes it so much easier, too. I didn't mean to fucking jump there. I almost beat the stage, too. But yeah, there's so much, like, tighter focus in Goldfinger. Like, View to a Kill has a lot of fun, like, story elements. Like, fucking Christopher Walken being, like, the product of a secret Nazi steroid research program. And then he's, like, trained by the KGB and whatever. But, like, none of that fun shit, like, really ever comes... Oh, I was screen locked. Comes into play in the movie itself. And even though I like Zorin as a character, you know, Christopher Walken's fun to watch. Like, he doesn't really do much. And he doesn't really get to... I don't know, just comparing him to Goldfinger, like... There's not a lot of interesting interaction between Zorin and Bond. It's a cool thing, too, like, in Goldfinger... Like, there is some sort of sense of mutual respect between them. And that's, like, couldn't be further from the truth in View to a Kill. I mean, not to say that it should have been a complete copy, but seeing similarities between the two just sort of highlights, to me, like, the aspects that one of them just pulled off better. Speaking of pulling things off better, that's what I should do. This is not a great attempt so far. Okay. Dressing up old plots is a thing you see often. I mean, that happens with a movie series that has, like, more than 20 entries, right? But it's gonna be really fun to see see more of them. I've seen most of them, but not all. And there's a lot of them that I haven't seen. There are plenty that I haven't seen since, like, I was a teenager, maybe. And then there are ones I haven't seen since I was, like, 5. So, it'll be fun to revisit those. Basically, I think that the next 2 movies that we're gonna have to watch are the 2 Timothy Dalton ones. Actually, no, I think... Well... they're up close, anyway. Or coming up soon. And and that's gonna be super fun. Like, from everything I've sort of seen and picked up in relatively recent memory, like, those are the ones that I'm kind of the most intrigued to actually watch. Holy shit, I'm doing terribly. Like, at this point, this is like a lost cause, but if I can practice this level, that's still good. Especially if I can get to the other stage. So, yeah, I was trying to think, like, if there's a different way to take that submarine, or if there's things I can do to affect... Like, I wonder if the timing is completely predetermined, or if I have some degree of control over it. I'm pretty sure I don't. Yeah, so the viewing order of the movies is completely dictated by the order of the games. So game number 2 is A View to a Kill, because that game came out alongside the movie. I decided not to watch any of the movies that this game is quote-unquote based on, because it's such a loose adaptation anyway, that it doesn't really matter too much. In hindsight, it would have been fun to have done that, but oh well. How many lives do we have? Okay, that was pretty good. But throughout the series, like the game series life, you have these like interspersed like mix of seemingly random Bond movies getting new games alongside whatever movie is current. So this obviously is just a big mix of everything, but A View to a Kill was like the new movie at the time. And then the next release after that was Goldfinger, which was a, 20-something years old movie at that time. And then there's a second View to a Kill game after that. Okay, that was... Yeah, see, the spacing there was very different. Okay. Gotta pay attention now. Saw it. Alright. Bond gamer moment. So there's a second View to a Kill game. And then I think after that is maybe Living Daylights. Right, I already forgot what this stage is. There's still a lot of things to keep track of. The full screen, like, missiles are definitely the biggest threat. But I think... Yeah, you can actually even see their little launch. Nice, I got the satellite. Oh, I'm not even sure what actually killed me there, but... So I guess in this one you probably do have to hit the 3 satellites on the same life. No, you don't! Sick! For your eyes only. Okay. Can I pause? It doesn't pause. Wait. Shit, okay. Dino, how do I beat this stage? Oh! Oh my god, okay, this is actually pretty sick. But also, holy shit. Screen flashing as a mechanic. I guess it's technically new for the game, but... Oh! At least the mines aren't invisible. Oh! Supposed to be a sunken ship you're trying to enter. Okay, okay. That's that gives us something. 003. Man, this game is stingy with the ranks. But yeah, so throughout the like microcomputer era, you got Goldfinger. There's The Spy Who Loved Me. Live and Let Die, which I think that's like in the 70s sometime, right? It's like an earlier Roger Moore movie. Fuck, this is exhausting. I mean, I can look up the list, I guess, but I can't be bothered. But there's a couple of those like older fallback sort of movie games. Then obviously there's the PS2 Xbox From Russia with Love. But even from then, like, it wasn't like that stands out a little bit more. Although funnily enough, I mean, even GoldenEye came out in 97, the same year as Tomorrow Never Dies, the movie came out. And then there's been several GoldenEye games actually at, when that was a, decade plus old movie with other current Bond movies available. Although most of the Craig Bonds had some sort of video game version. Like Skyfall there's no Skyfall game, but 007 Legends has like a significant Skyfall component, and it's sort of a Skyfall game. And I think there was a mobile game that had more like Spectre high-end stuff, but that game is no longer available. And then No Time to Die, I guess. Didn't really get anything because old Bond, everything is in shambles. Fuck, I didn't get it. Okay. I was a little too over-eager. And I couldn't shoot the bomb again. It was too late. I guess this is how you milk points, huh? It just appears to be... Wow, I thought that would miss, and I was so scared that I wouldn't have time to shoot another one. Live and Let Die had a good song. Sure did. Yeah, I look forward to hearing more movie themes in the games. I know that the next game at least has one. Man, I was not expecting to spend this long on this game. But that's not because I thought I would finish it quickly. It's because I thought I would deem it impossible. And I would very quickly feel that, you know what, there's no point. But it's tantalizing how in the Atari version, Stage 3 felt conquerable. And then in this one, we actually made it to Stage 4. I just had to guess. That final part of the stage is the one I haven't... every time I have to, like, come up with some different way of doing it. He just dropped a 1 mine that time. Alright, coming up. Maybe, I guess even the oil rig might not be random. Maybe you can just learn the terrain. Honestly, that didn't even occur to me. Okay, gotta hit 3 spinning satellites. Nice. got one. Oh, whoa. Okay. 2. 3. Sick. Okay, nailed it. Ugh. Yeah, the opening credits are great. Like, that's an undeniably awesome part of A View to a Kill. I love the song. It's really good. And, it's legendary in its own right. And I like the opening to that, too. Both the song and the opening sequence. But it's definitely a little subdued compared to what would come later. Okay. It's potentially a PV. We got choppers. Oh, my God. We got fucking nuclear splash helicopters. So much for this game being fair. Yeah, you have to get the scuba guys real early, or else they will be a problem. Jump over the middle. Okay. Oh, what the hell is that? Jellyfish? At least the helicopters just basically drop the one thing, and then they peace out. Fuck off. Okay. There's a sunken ship. Did we do it, guys? I think we did it. I think we did it. That was not our last life. And this is an end screen. We made it to 005 status. In 2 hours, 23 minutes, and 2 seconds. Ultimate Gaming. Dude, I feel so satisfied. I feel so good right now. I can't believe we did it. We beat a game. We have officially completed Mission 1 of Games Bond. What's up, Bruno? You very barely caught the first game. We just finished it. Man, this is satisfying. Let's get some other jams going here. I didn't prepare for this at all. I'm realizing now. The whole spreadsheet thing. In fact, I had the spreadsheet sort of kind of ready, but I wasn't expecting it to have it ready public for today's stream or ahead of the stream. So it is available. You can type 007 or Bond as commands here, like so, and you can check out the spreadsheet. But I don't have a capture thing set up, and I don't want to do that as we're streaming. But I'll try to do that for future streams so that my my bookkeeping here can be visible on stream as we complete everything here. But for now, I'll just have to direct you to the spreadsheet link in your browser if you want to see what I'm documenting here. Mission start was today, and we completed the mission today as well. Mission status is completed. Final time, 2 hours, 23 minutes, 2 seconds. I figured I would try to document it this way to make it clear whether I completed a game or if I abandoned it or gave up or cheated my way through it or what. I might try to add like, I should probably have a section here for like notes or whatever. I'll figure it out. Oh, we did it. We did it. That means that we can do this. Mission number 1 has been complete. I don't have like a cool graphic or animation to like check this off here or whatever, but what we can do is we can start checking out some information on game number 2.